What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate, Dr. Disaster, and I am basking in some schadenfreude right now. It's time to have a hearty chortle at the expense of the gaming industry, because another round of layoffs have just been announced. Take-Two Interactive is laying off around 5% of its employees, and they are canceling a bunch of games. This is interesting because, as you may remember, Take-Two just purchased Gearbox Software, the developers of Borderlands, and Gearbox was also said to have laid off a bunch of people as soon as they were purchased, meaning there's quite the purge going on over there. It's almost as if shitting on gamers and focusing on woke DEI shit might have consequences.
It's more beautiful than I'd ever imagined. Eternal life. What is happening to me? What? You chose poorly.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and while you're at it, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter, where I keep a list of woke/DEI infested games pinned to my account at all times. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But let's read about these layoffs over at Take-Two and see what kind of effect this might have on the gaming industry. Keep in mind that this is just the tip of the iceberg of what might happen over the next few years. Mark Kern, the former team lead for the original World of Warcraft, who has been pushing hard against this woke crap in games, he tweeted, 2 years to halt the spread, which is a hilarious way of spreading the message that people need to stop buying AAA games for just a couple years, and the woke crap will be forced out of the industry. Microsoft president Phil Spencer, when he laid off a bunch of people earlier this year, he had to admit that it was due in part to the lack of growth in the industry. Well, what's it going to look like for them if enough of us band together and just say no?
Oh no.
But anyway, let's read this article from IGN. Take-Two announces layoffs while canceling multiple in-development projects. Take-Two Interactive is laying off around 5% of its workforce, or about 579 workers, and canceling several projects, the GTA 6 publisher announced in a new filing. The news follows claims from CEO Strauss Zelnick that the publisher had no plans for layoffs amid its planned cost reduction program.
Liar!
They don't want to admit it, but a lot of these companies are forced now to drastically reduce the cost of what they're doing. They work on razor-thin margins in the gaming industry, and they have to make ends meet. Now that the Gamergate 2 movement is in full swing, what do you think that is going to do to their bottom line? But let's keep reading. In the filing, Take-Two said it is eliminating several projects in development and streamlining its organizational structure, which includes laying off workers. Take-Two said it expects to incur between $160 and $200 million in total charges, with $120 million to $140 million related to title cancellations.
That's gotta hurt.
It's a plan that's been in the works since at least February. At the time, Zelnick said of the cost reduction plan, "We haven't put any meat on the bones of that yet. I would just note that our biggest line item of expense is actually marketing. We do think we can optimize that." Now I wonder if community managers are actually considered a marketing expense, if they're firing all of their community managers, because at this point I'm convinced that 99.9% of all of them are terrible, but if they are firing community manager types, they might be smarter than I give them credit for. Anyhow, he goes on to say, the hardest thing to do is to lay off colleagues, and we have no current plans. Take-Two had previously claimed that it was done right-sizing its business and that it expected to be in growth mode going forward, in part due to the expected release of GTA 6 in 2025.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
Yeah, well, they can't expect GTA to be growing too much, can they? Or else they wouldn't be removing 5% of their workforce. But maybe it has something to do with this here. You may have heard that Rockstar mandated that their employees come back to the office to work now that the coof is long over. And of course, Rockstar exists under the umbrella of Take-Two. And I love the headline of this article here. It's so out of touch with the rest of the world. GTA 6 devs fear toxic Rockstar return to office mandate. The video game industry is already suffering record-setting layoffs. Now they're being forced back into the office as well.
You know what this is? It's the world's smallest violin playing just for the game devs.
You've got to think, the first people a company like this would fire will be all the worthless, lazy, woke turds who don't want to work. They just want the prestige of being employed by a big company like Take-Two. And then the next people that they would cut would be the people whose jobs are just to fill quotas for DEI and shit. I sincerely think that we, as a community of gamers, can make this happen. We can turn the gaming industry around if we just keep our wallets closed and play your backlog for the next few years. Eventually, guys like this Sam Winkler, the writer for Borderlands 3, and the guy who wrote these tweets here, trying to justify the use of a consultancy like Sweet Baby Inc., guys like this will be pushed out of the industry. We might have to suffer through another woke Borderlands or something, and yeah, I totally expect to see Borderlands 4 be a complete mess because of guys like Sam Winkler, but at this rate, the industry will have to change, or it will simply collapse. And what these people may not understand is that for me, and for a lot of you, we are totally okay with that.
Let him stay there. Let him rot! Why should we care?
Riot Games, Microsoft, Naughty Dog, Twitch, these companies are learning the hard way that their standard operating procedures are not sustainable. Players are wising up to their crap. And as far as I'm concerned, if they keep insisting on shit like that, woke-ass Borderlands, woke-ass GTA 6, and I mean, let's face it, the rumors of Sweet Baby doing work on that title have been ramping up for the last few months, and at this point, it would be a surprise to me if the game wasn't woke as hell. But if this is what the game industry insists on making, then whatever. Let them rot. But I'm gonna leave it there. What do you guys think? If the gaming industry collapsed overnight, how long do you think your backlog would carry you? How many years of gaming could you do without new titles coming out? As for me, the games that I own could easily last me until the end of my days. But drop your thoughts in the comments down below and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.